Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network hot take. If you don't know what a hot take is, well, it's where we sit down, we give our thoughts, give our opinions on a TV show, a movie, or a game. Today it's going to be a TV show, and that TV show is Game of Thrones, the final season. Of course, always to discuss, Chris Trio at the end, and not a newcomer. He's been here before, once. Maybe you saw him on the Celebration of Thrones podcast. Christian Super.
We're back.
Thanks for coming back, dude.
How are ya? Good to see you guys.
You too, man.
So...
Thanks for coming back. Yeah, we're here. We're at the end of the road. Game of Thrones is done.
Shitty fucking road.
Okay, so you think the road hasn't been shitty, I don't think at all.
The last season was
the destination has been in the show.
An entire path of shit.
So let's it's gonna be, look out for spoilers if you haven't seen this fucking season
for
yet.
sure.
I'm not sure why you're here.
Get out, please. Go watch it.
I'm not sure why you're here. Anyway. Just as a opening statement, what I thought about the season and the finale, I enjoyed it. It's not the best season. I'm not gonna say it's the worst because I haven't seen those original few seasons in a while, and I would actually like to go back, having all this knowledge, and just rewatching the series and really understanding every character, what house they're from, where they're from.
How many times have you watched it?
None. One through.
Okay, yeah.
I've
We've watched it probably 3 times.
I've never gone back and literally rewatched it.
Sure.
Mind you, I don't really do that in shows, but I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought there were so many glimmers of, man, they could have done some really, really fucking cool stuff, and then they just really were nah, let's get it done in 6 episodes. By the way, 2 of them are going to be 60 minutes. We're going to really rush a lot of these storylines. But, I think if they stretched out a lot of the stuff, I would have enjoyed this season a lot more. I don't know. But Super, was yours was that it? Just a shit road?
Just from the start.
Really? You didn't like it from the beginning?
I like the first two.
The first 2 episodes, I think, are probably, I feel like people weren't shitting on it just yet, but go ahead.
See, because I thought you were feeling pretty good. The first 2 episodes, I remember,
had real
after the
hopes.
battle of Winterfell, you're like, Trio's just a hater. He just hates. I don't know. He doesn't like it.
I was just doing that to get on your nerves.
I was like, so I didn't. So you genuinely were in the same place? You're like, this is it?
Yeah, because like you said, it's just crashing people. I understand the Unsullied are out there. They're the first line of defense against everything. Just as just as the first barrier for them to cross. Because they're going to cross just fucking everything. They're just an unstopping onslaught of just a wave
people.
of death.
Wait, you mean the
battle? Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the dead breaking on the Unsullied first. Okay. After the Dothraki have all been wiped out.
Now, hold on. Half of them survived. That we didn't see.
Somehow. It's 4 guys ran back and magically shit.
Honestly, that is a weird inconsistency. And especially it happens with the last episode. You see a ton of Dothraki. And it's just whoa, we fucking raping and pillaging.
And there was one.
They're fucking happy as
this is shit I've been used to.
Yeah.
I've been deprived of this.
And even the Battle of Winterfell, that could be a whole review episode in and of itself. But the end of this, the last 2 episodes especially, I was like, man, if we had the full 8 episodes or 7 episodes before this could have been something special.
Agree,
and maybe
8 episodes would not have hurt it at all.
It really wouldn't. And I just
could
think
only have helped.
There was just these
these
big jumps in logics where I just felt like characters weren't behaving like we've been coming to expect them to behave.
And I think Jamie is the number one example of that. And even is not as negative as I'm being. Not that I'm saying you guys are being negative.
No. Yeah.
I think Jamie is the the definitive character where I was like, wow.
You guys just trash this.
What happened to his redemption arc from season 3, 2? Which one of these loses his hand?
2 or 3. I can't. I think it's 3.
From there, he starts this redemption arc, and he's kind of wavering a lot of places, but
he's still showing his dicky side.
Yeah,
sure,
by these last few seasons, I think everyone likes Jamie at this point, and then he totally throws that away by I'm gonna just leave Brienne, who I've now professed my love to. And I'm just gonna go
stop Tormund from being able to talk to the whole time.
Yeah, man, really just cut
I'm gonna go back to Cersei. And it's just I get why you would go back, but
again,
Why should
something that
shadily?
maybe you gave me 2 more episodes of explaining his thought process, I would have come to terms with it.
Right,
but
not
it goes
just
from,
after getting banged and then been like, all right.
and that's
peace,
literally
I'm
like in
out.
the same episode. Basically, they bang, and then by the end of the episode, he's like, "Nah, I'm leaving." It's like,
Yeah.
Later,
I'm
no
a
and
worries.
dick.
obviously they
I'm
give
a
you
Dude,
this.
like if he
See
went
ya.
to Sansa, like listen, like maybe I can stop her. Like that's like kind of what I was
One
talking. Like
different
he's not just gonna stroll up there and kill her. Like he's gonna try to stop
What I
her.
wanted to see.
Yeah, there was a lot of, and that's the thing. One of the major things I've been seeing with this season is that they haven't done what we've been expecting, maybe perchance, so that might be informing why we're a little upset.
And you know, and just real quick
Yeah.
to interrupt, go off that point. This show is like about not expecting it. Ned Stark dies in season 1. Did
It was
anyone see that
again,
coming?
Right,
But
and
it's-
nothing
it's-
was
you know,
expected
and, like-
in this last
And
season.
I think
appreciate
there
that,
are
yeah.
a few things that are very unexpected, not necessarily what I wanted to see, or like even way like, wow, like that's cool. Like Arya killing the Night King. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like that was the moment I was like, really like, holy shit, like out loud. But like, I didn't think she deserved that kill at all.
Again, it's not like we've had 8 seasons of setting up these storylines. Then something like that for Arya to come in, and I thought it was a cool moment in the moment.
Yeah,
I was
like,
sitting
it
there
is,
like,
but-
oh shit! But like Arya's storyline has had
nothing to
zero
do with the
to
Night
do with
King.
the Night
Yeah,
King.
right.
There has been no even inkling towards like I just don't get. And I know we're not. It's a fantasy show with dragons, and I shouldn't get lost in the logistics. But how the fuck did she sneak up on that guy? There's just a lot.
How did she get through there
I
as
can-
such like
I
a
did love-
wisp of wind that passed one of their shoulders unseen?
Again, so hold on. You're right. I don't even
Or
want to get
maybe
lost
she
in
wore,
logistics.
she
It's just
wore a face. Like, I think she's capable of doing that. Matt Pence is chiming in. There's a difference between not expecting things and completely doing a lackluster job and having lazy whoa moments.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, I think there were some lazy moments, but I don't think like every fucking step was like, oh, like this is this is really like against every like this character's plot. Like Daenerys attacking King's Landing is not out of her cards by any fucking.
I totally disagree with how they've set up the character.
Well,
but
how about
before
the
that,
Northmen
maybe if
and the
they,
Unsullied just slaughtering women and children like it's no big fucking
Yeah,
The
and that just
Unsullied,
shows you. I
the
actually
Unsullied I can see. The North,
The Unsullied I can't see at this point.
why?
Because they're usually commanded to do those kind of things.
well
They don't
again,
seem
but
like the
Daenerys
kind-
did
Well,
command take no prisoners, and this is where again, if they showed more, there have been these kind of little seeds of Daenerys going a little bit insane for the past,
100%.
but they haven't been significant enough for me to
For
think
this-
that she
for this
this
0 to
deep of a
100.
landslide of her just going from a pretty reasonable person to just all right, I'm going to set all these people on fire, even though they are clearly surrendering, and there are thousands of innocent people. And do I like that she became the Mad Queen? Actually, yeah. But do
It
I
was
wish?
interesting, yes.
But do I wish that I had a better stepping stone to get to why she was there?
Absolutely.
Yes. And that's my real major issue.
Yeah, like my dream when we talked a bit about this on the other podcast, I was like, yeah, I would love to see Jon and Dany on the throne, but like I know that's not gonna happen
for sure.
and it didn't. It didn't at all.
Yeah. And even like, there's just a lot of things that I just feel like have been thrown away just for no good reason. And there's just other things like, we're going out of order here, but one thing that really fucking annoyed me was at the end with the whole small council meeting after Dany's been killed and they're all sitting there like, all right, what do we do? And then they're like, okay. They go through the whole thing. Everyone votes on who they want the king to be. And Sansa's like, all right, hold on. North's going to be free. And then they're like, okay, fine. I'd be the guy from Dorne like, well, hold on. I didn't know that was an option. Can I do that? Like,
no, we
Wait,
had a
no,
choice
stop.
here.
Dorne is free.
no, they're
That's
part of the
what I
Seven Kingdoms.
thought.
No, they're part of the
No,
Dorne's
they're
one
not.
of the Seven
Dorne
Kingdoms.
is
they're
part.
not.
Yes, they're part of the Seven Kingdoms, but they don't have to call the person in King's Landing the king.
They are one of the 6 kingdoms that Bran rules over
Are
by
they?
the end.
Yeah.
I'm
I thought
100%
Dorne
sure.
was not a part of that.
That's
Why
why
would they
they're
be at
allowed
the
to call
meeting?
themselves princes, not kings anymore, but princes, while everyone else is forced to be a lord.
Yeah, because their thing was so. But and even like there's
I was
other
reading
places
Wiki
like
today, and
I just be like, hold on,
Is
why
that
am I?
the other way around or something different?
it said something weird, but go ahead.
And especially considering it's not like she's bending the knee to like a Targaryen or like
It's her brother.
Bran.
Yeah.
Like I don't even understand that. That felt like such a dumb fan service.
Yeah, that was a moment I'm just like
that I really didn't
It's
understand.
like, why do you want to be independent? like I agree. That was one of the
And then,
moments I was like,
and
why?
she's like, oh well, the North has been free for thousands of years. weren't the other kingdoms free for thousands of years before Aegon took them over?
But the North has this like strict independent, like the whole show. The North remembers, like they identify very.
I get that, but
I'm not just trying to justify.
No, I get. Yeah, no, you're right. I get what you mean.
It makes sense why it happens, but like I don't like.
Maybe if Bran stood up before she even said anything, he's like, "Hold on."
He can't stand.
Well, but I guess he.
Remember
Thanks.
Really legs no feeling.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Super sent this one Super sent this meme, and it was Bran. It was Tyrion talking to Bran.
The king shall be Bran the Broken,
and Bran's like,
just
hold
Bran.
on,
Bran. Wait, I can't remember.
And he's like, Bran the something else, and he's like, all right, well, that's kind of sad. And he's like, Bran the wheelie no feely legs.
Wheelie legs no feely.
Like it's so, but I just don't get that at all. And even like. Bran being like when Tyrion's like, oh, Bran should be the king. He's like, I know, that's why I'm here. I'm like,
yeah, why do you think I came all this way? Like, what a dick moment. Like,
it's
now
not even
I
a
hate
dick
you.
moment.
No, when he said that, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I was a little hostile.
I thought you're not Bran. Hold on, what am I'm so confused here. And then
I mean,
Tyrion,
it makes sense. He knows. But...
No, true. But I mean,
he'd still be King Bran.
And then even
so, how can he not be Bran anymore?
Tyrion goes through this whole thing. He's like, who has had a better story than Bran the Broken? And I saw this whole.
And we were all waiting for Jon Snow.
And it's like, I don't know, Jon, maybe the guy who's died, freed the free folks, beat the fucking, helped beat the Night King.
Bastard Stark and also
and
fucking
Aegon,
Targaryen.
and it just lists this whole thing, and it's like, and I know that might have been the obvious way to go or whatever, but like, even if Jon, I don't know, died at the end, I saw
like blown to bits by fucking Drogon right there at the end.
There was another thing I can't. Maybe it was on Kind of Funny. I was listening to their review, and it might have been Nick who brought this up. But it would have been so genius if they got to the end and Grey Worm's like, all right, fine, he can be king, but I don't give a fuck. We're not letting Jon go. I'll let you be king. I'll vote for whoever is whatever.
No, we'll leave.
But yeah, we'll leave. But we got to kill Jon, and then Jon gets beheaded by like Ned at the end, and then that's that.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been like so poetic. And it's like, yeah, and he's like, you gotta die for this in order for that to be peace. And I feel like Jon would have totally been like, all right, I get it.
And that would have made total sense with his whole fucking why the Lord of Light brought him back.
Yeah.
In the first place, like, you still have a purpose to fulfill. Well, now that the Mad Queen's dead, Bran sits on the throne. What the fuck's her name?
Dany?
Sansa's up in the north. You know, it would be the perfect ending, and, you know, his purpose would be fulfilled.
Exactly.
It'd be the perfect time to just take him out of the
I think the main issue is with this, like, this whole season is it can be easily rewritten. Like,
exactly.
So easily.
Like, so
like,
many different
I
ways.
enjoyed it, but it's just like,
it's
so like, yo, all you had to do was place, like, when he's talking about Bran, Jon. That's all you had to do.
That's all you had to do. And, I mean...
like, it's so easy to just, like...
And I would have loved, like, I love that scene with Tyrion saying all that, and he's like, but then Grey Worm goes, no, he has to die. He killed Dany. And then we get that whole thing of, like, sorry, Jon, you gotta die. And I feel like if that... I get it. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but at the same time...
And that's the way I think it should have ended. It shouldn't... I was real advocate on this show should not end the way you think it's gonna. And it didn't, and in a way, I think it kind of succeeds at that. It really went a route that nobody
succeeds in not letting you know, but like...
But in a more negative way than a positive way.
And I remember he said Brandon, I literally had a gut punch. I was like, no, he didn't just...
So, yeah,
no, like super. I think saw me. I was literally sitting there, like,
yeah.
And then he says to Jon, which I felt like was just the biggest troll ever he could do. You go to the Night's Watch.
Yeah,
just like,
I mean, like, poetic in a way, very poetic. Going back,
go.
You know what?
Yeah,
you know what?
Want to go.
No,
like, and I said it in our group chat. That's what Jon wants.
Right.
He doesn't want to fucking be a ruler. So, like, in a way, like, Tyrion wasn't just, like, was honestly respecting him. Because, like, he said when he was in prison, he's like, your decisions, your choices, your thoughts, they matter. And, like, he was kind of, like, in a way, like, even though he was talking about his choice to kill Dany or not, like, I kind of, like, took that as, like, a parallel.
I hear you. But I think, and then it comes back to, and then Bran's like, he asked Bran, like, if we asked you to, would you? Like, do you want to? And he's like, what does it matter what I want? And it's like, the same fucking thing with Jon. He doesn't want to do it, but obviously he's the best goddamn guy for the job. Like, one of them. And even, like, I think it would have made more sense to have, like, the Three-Eyed Raven to be maybe the what's the Hand of the King or something like that, maybe? I don't... He seems very emotionless and, like, I don't know.
But in a way, they show that he really is gonna let that council rule.
No,
like,
it's true.
He
No,
comes in
he's
there
like-
and is like, "You guys are good.
I'll
Let's-"
find Drogon. You guys take care of the rest.
Yeah,
Thank you. No,
and in a way, I think Bran is not a bad pick for king.
But
Tyrion's
isn't that
really
kind
right.
of bad? Because Robert Baratheon did the same thing. He let the small council.
that's what I'm
run
saying.
the
They're
kingdom
saying
too.
they broke the
and
wheel.
left himself
And-
completely separate from that kind of the.
I
that
don't
part of
think
the
that they
equation.
did break the wheel, because no matter what, you're gonna get that small council of people that have their own desires and
Right.
whatever, and it's gonna end up being the same thing. I honestly think
I
what they
don't
should
think
have done.
Davos. I don't think Tyrion. I don't think
Not there,
Bronn.
not those guys.
Sam.
I'm
Bronn.
saying down the road. Who knows who's gonna
But who
be?
knows if it changes down the road? You know, we can't just like
What do you-
speculate.
well,
like,
no, they're gonna die. No, I'm saying no matter what, those people are not gonna be in that position after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
The wheel is still gonna be going. There's gonna be someone who is going to get into that position to maybe use it for power on the small council, and it's probably gonna just start the whole thing up. If they really wanted to do what they wanted to do with the show, I feel like they would have not elected another king. You have a small council. You have the council, and that's it. There's no overhead ruler.
the Council of Seven.
You have the leaders from each kingdom come in. If there's issues, you work them out, and then that would. And even like Drogon burns the fucking throne,
Melts it down.
and he's like, "Oh, so like, that meme I sent, it had me dying." And it's
What,
like,
pointy.
yeah, no, when he's
He's
like, oh
explaining
shit,
it.
what happened? I did a bad thing. Burn me, buddy. And then he's like, shh. Oh no, it wasn't you who killed Mother. It was the throne. And then it goes into this whole
power.
the power, and then
Well, like
represents.
I took that scene as like I think I was like I want to say sentient, but I didn't realize dragons are so like intellectual because like
I
you know
agree.
what, like Drogon has been around long enough where like he's probably heard this word diced around a lot and probably realizes like its symbolism.
I think
because that's all Danny fucking wanted the entire show was the Iron
I honestly
Throne.
think they're as smart as humans. I think dragons are
And
actually
he
as
burns it out of like
No,
rage,
I get
out
that.
of like this killed you, like, and he understands why John killed
I
him.
agree. I think that's totally right, and I think it's totally cool. But I think they shit on that by not getting rid of the king altogether. What was the point? Sir, he symbolically destroyed the throne, the thing that drove his mother to power. That
Right.
thing will still, that position still is there. There's still a king. And I get it. Bran's gonna be the hands-off king. But sooner or later, they're gonna fuck up. And they're gonna get a dickhead in there that maybe takes it by force. I mean, Cersei had no blood relation to get that throne. She took it by total force. That could always happen.
She really took it by force. In a way, she took it by force.
She blew up the whole building.
Yeah, but
yeah.
then her son committed suicide.
That was as she was queen. No, that was
No, that
no,
wasn't.
that was.
She was she was really never queen. She was queen regent. Like she was.
No,
in a-
she was
yeah.
once she blew up the thing. She was Queen Cersei.
Right,
I mean,
'cause Tommen
she
jumped
is.
out the window.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, but like
She declared herself. I get
she
what you're
declared.
saying.
Yeah, she declared herself queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
and no one stood up against her.
So I just think in a way that they really didn't do what they were setting out to do. The characters, I mean, just made it. I don't know. I just thought it was a very interesting and weird, thick conundrum, and also the Jon thing with him being Aegon Targaryen. What was even the fucking point? Can
You
anyone
could
tell
have
me?
just stayed Jon Snow.
I mean, you could have-
and you would have gotten the same result.
The
at
whole
end.
exact same result, and then someone was
Yeah,
saying
Sansa's
like
just
maybe
a-
it was to drive a
snitch.
wedge between Dany.
Sansa got a lot of people killed. No,
Lots.
Varys died because of Sansa. I'll stick to that.
Varys had the best line of the entire season.
Which one?
It was like, "So how many people know the secret?"
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
Oh, it's no longer a secret.
It's
It's
just
just
information.
information.
No, it's just
Yeah.
like it just bugs me that they've set up all these things throughout all these 7 seasons, and I just haven't gotten zero payoff at
Yeah.
all.
There's
Like,
not a
whereas,
lot of
like,
payoff in this season.
and it's just really like whereas
at
like
the
something.
end, sorta.
No.
And if
but-
it didn't build up for
with
8
some
years, I might
characters.
be a little less annoyed, or not even annoyed, because like I said, there's some cool shit in here, but like they just
Here's
decided
the
to do it
thing.
in 6 episodes.
I think it's really hard to end a TV show in general, but a TV show like this where there's so many like
just so
there's
many
so
different
much
ways you could have
going.
went.
There's so
too.
much going on, and like a TV is never designed with the mind of ending, so it's not like they're going along with this stuff, and it's not like they're really like, yeah, we're gonna resolve this shit all at the end of the show. Just wait. Like
I mean, usually that's
when okay, so but like you don't start a show writing it. I know like
No,
even by
yeah, yeah,
season
sure.
5 and 6, like I doubt they were talking about ending it, but like once they got, well, actually probably 6,
I think,
but
yeah.
probably somewhere in the point of season 7 they have the conversation of when are we ending this,
well,
and like all
yeah.
before that they're just writing. They're not writing to end. They're just writing.
See, but I don't believe that with Ben.
But like
Then
this show is
they definitely
so
knew where it was.
convoluted. I think it was like almost impossible to get like every plot point to end satisfactorily. Like not
Sure,
everyone's gonna be happy.
but give me maybe 75%.
Yeah, not everyone's gonna be
like,
happy.
I don't
but
know,
No
like-
one was happy, really.
And like, I just think, I mean,
I
I see
feel
people
like
online
just-
that they're like, they like this and they enjoyed it, and that's fine. Believe me, please enjoy the things you like to
I've met
enjoy.
one person
I-
who said they liked it besides you, Mitch.
I liked it, but I don't think it's the greatest thing under the sun. It's not
It
what I'm
really
saying.
just left. John, I think, said it right too. He's like, I feel empty after we left, and I was like, I kind of do too. Like, I just don't. We've been building up to all this stuff for these 8 seasons, and I don't think that they didn't have it. They knew that there was only so many books, and that they had to kind of end it after a certain point. They seem smart enough to know.
Alex said in chat like 2 more seasons. I agree. I think like this season, another season, and maybe this was 8 and the next was 6, and like you
Even
could have
just
been
the
fine.
full 10 that they
I
normally
don't
do.
disagree that like a more episodes could have only helped it. It couldn't have like.
And
drawn
the
it
thing
out
that bugs
much.
me even more is HBO apparently went to both of them, D&D, and
they,
was like,
yeah.
"Hey, we'll give you as much money and as much time as you need to finish off this series." Like 6 episodes. They're like, "What? 6 episodes? We got it." Are they going to be like
2 seasons?
Are they going to be 2 hour longs? Maybe. No, they're going to be 2 are going to be 60 minutes, and then 3 or 4 are going to be an hour 50 or hour 20.
And
I'm
like
sorry.
They just rushed through it. It just
Even
felt
they
so
like the
rushed.
whole the fight with the Night King was just like literally 3 episodes.
The
Like
worst-
it's kind of sad. Like
Wasn't
that
even a-
was
no, it
I was
was
expecting
least
that.
It was
favorite
1 episode.
part.
It was really
Yeah.
the first 2. They
I was,
barely
I was
Yeah.
expecting that whole conflict to be so much more, and even like really go to like the very end. I expected it to resolve, but like I was kind of thinking like, oh, here's the Battle of Winterfell. We're gonna get the bulk of the White Walker forces at here, but the Night King is gonna take a detachment. And he's going straight to King's Landing. Like that's what's gonna happen. And then like we're gonna beat him here, and then Cersei's gonna get like royally fucked, and then we're gonna come in and like something's gonna happen.
Save King's Landing.
Yeah.
And again, it didn't even necessarily and there's just so many weird choices. I will admit, there are some really at the beginning of this episode, getting back to the finale, when Jon and Tyrion and all them are just walking through the city, looking at the carnage. I'm like, this is Game of Thrones at its best. Like these characters taking in a shit, and then they have the one interaction between Jon and Grey Worm. I haven't felt such a tense moment in the show this whole fucking season. I was like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? Are they about to just start fucking
Like
going
throw
off in the
down?
street? Yeah, like when he's holding him back and he's like, Daenerys told him to kill everyone. It was so good, and there's just even the scene with Jon and Dany was awesome, but they didn't put the period on it
what
at the
scene?
end of the when he kills her.
Okay.
I mean, oh dude, that shot when he's walking up and
the
Drogon just.
Woo!
Oh well, that shot too.
Shit's
But
awful.
I'm talking about when you don't even
That
see him.
imagery.
He's just laying down, and is it snow or ash?
I'm convinced it's snow.
It has to
doesn't
be.
come
It's so
down like
white,
that.
yeah.
Like I get it. It's fucking ash.
Yeah.
Like there's ash everywhere, but like ash does not fall for that long and accumulate
Continuously,
that
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
I was like, that has to be a good 7 or 8 hours after the battle. Like ash
See,
would not
was
be
it? I thought
falling
it was
that
taking-
heavily that much.
I assumed it was picking up split second after at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, I mean, I assume some hours
Yeah,
have
yeah.
passed. Like it's not.
No,
you know,
yeah. But what I'm talking about though is when
It's
he's
like a
sitting
Dark
under,
Souls boss.
he's sitting under the snow and he just shakes. Ah, you're cool. And then he just sits down.
Yeah.
And I did just the
And
whole
with
part
scene
where
with
he's
the banner draping over.
it's fantastic.
Really cool.
But just the whole interaction with him, and he gives her one last chance. He's like, Danny, but what about
Dude,
what
and,
about everyone else?
I feel like that's
what
it's also us giving her one last chance. Like I was like, after King's Landing, I was kind of done. Like I'm like, Danny's gone. Like she's not coming back. And like the way she talks, just like kind of like, I'm like, wow, what? I was like, holy.
Again, it's
shit.
just such a shocking turn. Like if I got there,
I'm
slower
not saying
burn,
it's
yeah.
like a bad holy
No,
shit. But
no,
like,
exactly.
Dude, she's fucking gone. And now she's
absolutely
declaring
gone, yeah.
war on everyone else. It's like,
from
yo, but
hold
how
the
about
fucking
the-
phone.
how about the
Everyone's
fact
like, wait
she
a minute.
gives her victory speech in a foreign language. I thought that was just
she
like
was giving it to the Dothraki.
no, but I know, but I
so-
still thought that was like a very poignant thing of like, oh, she's still an invader. She is still coming in to take it. Like she was just talking to only the Dothraki. She wasn't talking to her new subjects.
Dothraki and also.
Yeah, sorry. But, I just thought that was a very point. Like, there was... And it was almost like an Empire Strikes Back. Like, all the troops line up. It was really cool stuff. I'm just so annoyed at some other things, and it just really bugs me. I don't get what the thought process here was on just a lot of this stuff.
I'm
and
curious what Dan and Dave are gonna say, if anything.
I mean, they
Can
probably
we talk
won't.
about the Night King real quick?
I want to talk about the.
I think the
Night King more,
entire episode could have been saved for me. Could have done everything the exact same. I just wanted that motherfucker to talk to Bran for 2 fucking seconds.
Yeah,
I wanted him to say something.
But again, I don't even know what he could have said. Like, I just don't like they.
I don't know what he should have said, what he shouldn't have said.
No,
but there should have been that kind of payoff, like, you know.
We just needed
like,
some type of more, a little bit more of a
I agree
payoff
with
to
you.
the White Walker stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I
was-
don't really know.
It was over like that.
And just the way that,
It needed to
especially
mean something, not just a fucking a threat and like literally just that.
especially with the way the last season ended, with them breaking through the wall, like in this insane, tremendous insanity.
Yeah, this
What
giant
are we-
blue firestorm that breaks down the Great Wall.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use it fucking once against anyone inside until he's already on the ground and fallen off.
Yeah. Another scene I actually did really enjoy that felt very Game of Thronesy, like classic, was the one between Jon and Tyrion, where he's just basically convincing him to kill Dany. And I thought it was an awesome just moment between the both of them, and it was just very poignant, and it felt very of the both of their characters. And,
I did really. I mean, we haven't talked about episode 2 a lot. I did. That's like a very video game moment, like right before the final battle, where you have all the you finish up like your relationships with all your companions in the game, and like you talk to everyone. Like that's what that episode.
and you're about
felt
to go
like.
on this quest, and it's like
And it
this
was
is
really
the last
good.
one. Yeah, no,
It was
it's
really
true.
funny. Like the with what the fuck's his name?
Tormund.
Yeah, Tormund and like the milk and shit and like
Just
every-
fantastic.
all these moments like Jorah giving Heartsbane
Yeah.
to
Or you mean Sam giving it to
giving
Jorah?
Jorah Heartsbane.
yes, thank
Yeah.
you. He was talking to Little Bear like right before that, and I was thinking, yeah, but
I
yes,
gotcha.
yeah, like that moment with Jorah was awesome. Like every character had a very cool moment, but also even in like episode 4 when like they're partying after, you realize in that scene, Starbucks coffee cup scene,
Yep.
you realize that like Daenerys has no friends now that Jorah's dead.
Yeah.
Jorah was like
Her
Daenerys'
only
friend,
tie
and
to
like
Westeros, too.
yeah. And like you kind of like realizing that scene,
And
like
you see
she
Jon-
really does not have
And everyone
any sort of like
loves
connection.
John. Like
Loves
yeah.
Jon.
And
And
that's
no,
why
and I
she's
get
starting to go
again
crazy.
creating a
That's-
Yeah.
perfect wedge
Yeah.
that I didn't need Aegon Targaryen for at all. Like
Like-
you could have done this all.
Like if she would have had a conversation to Jon, well, she kind of does that. Like the people love you and they don't love me, but yeah, like I think it like maybe people didn't realize that, but like they do like show you that like she's very disconnected from like the revelry and like the like what am I trying to say?
the
aspect-
celebration,
the connection with her people. I mean, not
No, yeah.
everyone in this room is her people, but
no,
like
I
it
get what you
would've
mean,
been-
but they should,
like imagine
she thinks they're going to be.
if they were just like guards around her, like having a drink and they were having fun. It would have been totally
Yeah.
different. Like
No,
you would
yeah.
have gotten a different.
Well, especially
vibe
if
from
Jorah was there, if anyone, I mean, geez,
Rip, my favorite character. of the
Jorah,
show.
man, yeah. I mean, I even like just
He went out. You know, the only way he could have.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. I feel like we're missing major stuff from the like actual finale.
I mean, we'll get. I mean, we haven't talked about Clegane Bowl. I was gonna
Yeah.
get to it. You didn't like Clegane Bowl?
I thought like it was cool.
What? You didn't? I thought that was like one of the best parts
I
of the
was waiting
season.
for Clegane Bowl for like the last 2 seasons,
and
I didn't enjoy it at all.
one thing I will say
I
to
thought it was
that.
just fine.
One thing I will say to that. I think the reason a lot of people didn't like this season was because of these expectations and fan service moments that people have just been clamoring on for years and making theories about. Alzar High and the Prince Who Was Promised is a theory that has been talked about on the show and is very more prominent in the books. But I feel like people like brought that shit to the table more than the show was actually talking about it.
I totally disagree.
Really?
Like, what do you? Yeah, they mentioned. I feel like they've mentioned the Prince Who's just the Prince Who Promised
A
thing.
few times,
So
but like
much.
not
The
enough to
Clegane
be
Bowl.
like, whoa.
I feel like they've
is
been the Clegane Bowl less so. I would definitely say.
Clegane Bowl is a
It's
total
just more
fan
have been
thing.
like I think he has been mentioning how much he hates his
yeah,
brother
true,
and stuff.
but
that
like
whole thing.
everyone's like,
I don't
they're
think
gonna fucking fight.
I
Like,
will agree. But
Clegane
again,
Bowl-
I think this whole fucking final episode was filled with so many fan servicey moments. Just like between the Sansa thing, between
yeah, I mean,
just John, like, and even like I wouldn't say John killing Danny is fan servicey. I think that just makes the most sense. It's just I don't understand the reasoning to getting to these places. And I get expectations won't always be met all the time, but then why go through setting up all this stuff?
But did they really go through that much?
Again, you're giving
water
two of these little things that I don't. Yeah, you're right. On
it's
those
the Prince Who Was Promised is a huge fucking thing.
But the
I would
Prince
have
Who Was-
loved to
yeah.
seen that, but the
the
show
Clegane
doesn't
Bowl
really,
as much. I don't care. I just didn't care as much because honestly, I didn't care that if it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that just. And you were
What do
saying
you
you didn't like how it was on the stairs and shit, right? Like,
No,
I thought that was cool.
The whole time they were just on stairs, either fighting up at each other, or fighting down at each other, or being thrown down the stairs, or being pushed up the stairs. It's like, why can't we migrate down to a flat playing field and have a nice, clean fucking sword fight between these two to display how fucking awesome they both are?
I did love the fucking scene
And
where
all
he
he's
kills
doing
Qyburn,
is just getting
though.
thrown around. Okay, that was cool. I like
Yes.
that.
him against the wall.
It's like, hey, listen,
Later!
and then literally checks him across the
I
room.
agree they both should have died. There's no way either one of them was going to walk out of there alive, nor did I think there should have been.
Yeah.
But I did
agree.
enjoy the fact that he tackled him through a wall into, the flames
Oblivion.
below. That was pretty cool.
I just thought that the action set piece of that moment was really cool.
There was a
Yeah,
really
maybe-
cool shot, especially when the buildings broke down and the dragon flies behind them.
Dude, it's like
Yeah.
a dark. There's
Yeah,
so
there-
many very Dark Souls-esque looking.
Again,
things,
that second episode, I mean that second last episode, I fucking really like. If
Yeah.
we got that build up to it, that made it make more sense to me, character wise.
So obviously, another moment that I think is totally we got robbed of was someone killing Cersei.
Easy.
Although you could
I
look
can
at it like she
understand-
was crushed by her ambitions.
True, but I like that Jamie died with her. I think that's kind of poetic and it made sense the way him going out like that. If he was gonna die, that's how he was gonna die. He wasn't
Again,
gonna
I think
get
you set
killed
up a
by
good way
somebody.
for them to do that. He's saying, "I'm going back to try and end this," and but the way that the reasoning he went back there makes me
It's a little goofy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I agree, actually.
Yeah.
But then Cersei turns into this groveling, terrified child.
Well, that's what she is.
And I
She's
guess-
not a fight.
No, I get that, but
I don't think she really realized what she was up against. Clearly.
She
No,
never
I get
thought
that,
she'd
but,
ever
like-
be in that position.
Yeah.
She always thought she'd never lose. She's untouchable.
And
she
thought
seems
that
like to
the
me
dead
so
were
far
gonna
that she would
kill
be
her,
someone that would
clearly.
take her
Yeah.
death a little bit more stoically. But I don't know. Maybe that was just me reading.
I
into
mean,
things.
I don't know. Yes, but in the same way, she puts on such a facade for people.
That's fair. And you do see, I did love seeing it crack throughout that episode of she's just standing
Slowly
drinking
losing.
wine, and you can see it in her face that she's like, "All right, I think we're all right, but fuck,
It
she's really
it's
fucking
when
people up over there."
Qyburn says, "Let's go down to Magar's hold." And
She's
wait
like,
it
"Nah,
out there.
come on,
She's
we're
like, "No, we've got the Golden Company. They're all gone. Well, we've
Oh,
got
that is
we've got the Greyjoys out in the harbor.
fleet,
They're
the
all
fleet.
gone.
I
I
think.
know,
All right, well, we've
so-
got the Scorpions. We'll just kill them with the Scorpions.
And
They're all
again,
gone.
they made all these rules in this season, then just went on to completely break them. With the fucking Scorpions, especially.
it gets a
the
little
way
goofy.
she just gets who dies from the second? Who's the second dragon?
Rhaegal.
Rhaegal gets just shot from miles and miles away with the speed of fucking
over a canyon
Hermes.
too, before
Yeah,
you even see fucking Yara. Or
and then
Euron.
then Dany goes in, charges them. They all miss. She flies away. She
Yeah.
just flies away. And then in this one, she comes in, dodges all the arrows, takes out literally every ship.
Well,
like
she
it's no big deal.
actually does something. I don't know if you noticed. She uses the sun.
Yeah, she
No,
flies
yeah,
out.
and that makes-
Yeah, and I was
but-
I even said it. I was like, she's using the sun to her advantage and blinding, so you can't just look.
I think they just made her really tactically stupid compared to what she's been in these last couple seasons for
They really
just the
slowed
purpose of
down.
plot.
They really slowed down how quickly they reloaded and could reposition.
Oh,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Scorpions
yeah,
in
Well,
that.
but they
I
made
mean,
them
also
like
there's
this was
a
no
shit
even
ton
issue.
of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a
just
ton
imagine.
of them, and
All right,
there's,
she's coming
not
out your
nearly
ship.
as many
Oh god!
arrows.
Oh god! Just trying to shoot her. You think one person would be able to get one? I don't. Especially with the rules they've set up from that episode.
I think the Golden Company was pretty funny.
Just totally thrown away.
I like how I don't think they needed to be anything.
I don't
big.
think so.
I
I
just
actually
like
did
how
like
it's
that.
oh, the Golden Company, and they're gone. Honestly, I think the way they did that, how could have Harry Strickland really been a major?
Well, but
role?
that's the thing. It made total fucking sense. Yeah, Dany, this is what you should have been doing from the first episode. She didn't burn down the whole Capitol when she walked in there. She went in there, blew up the gate, let everyone take the thing. Everyone threw down their arms.
Yeah.
Why didn't she do
instantly.
that? The fucking
And
first
took
episode?
and took down the walls.
Yes, yeah.
what you said.
Exactly. Like she takes down, and then they're just storming the city. They all that's
There's
that.
a lot of what ifs, but that's also the time when
What if?
she's like,
But
I'm not
she
going to be
just-
queen of the Ashes.
Also, they didn't have all those scorpions, and they didn't have like.
They didn't have the
I
Gold
know. I
Company,
realize
they didn't
again.
have the Iron Fleet.
Again, there's a show with flying dragons and magic, and it's set in a fairy tale place. But you've set these characters
What?
up to not be as. What do you mean? Westeros is not a real place, Christian. I unfortunately have to tell you
Holy
this.
shit.
So you mean this
It's
isn't
just,
a
I just really despise that they've taken these characters that we've known and just made them make choices that I think don't make any sense. And that's, I think, the encompassing thing of this last season for me. Really. Even like John. Like, they're saying he's in love with her this whole time. I don't believe that at all. I barely believe that throughout the whole... The time I most believe it is at the end. When he's actually like kissing her and like hugging her when he's stabbing.
Really?
That was the time I was like, oh, maybe there is actually a connection here. For the most part,
You didn't buy that at
I
all?
barely bought it.
I
And
believe
especially because he kept turning her down. I didn't know why he was turning her down. Was it
Because
because they were
she's
ants?
turning
his
her down.
aunt.
Is that it?
Yes.
I think it was that.
He
and
loves
then-
her, but he's from the north. It's not normal to date your aunt.
As soon as he finds out about that,
He's so
his whole
off-put by
dynamic
it.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes total sense.
I think
I
he's.
feel like it didn't. I guess it didn't feel like it changed that much for me from when he was like in love with
Because
her.
he
So, like,
still loves her, but he's
Yeah,
still
but
dealing
he's
with
just
the
are you
fact
seeing what I'm
conflicted.
saying? Like I didn't feel like there was a change because I didn't feel like he loved her to begin with. So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it was pretty clear that he had pretty serious feelings for her and her for him.
Okay,
and then she just ends
for
up
me. For me.
uses it. And then just uses it to her, tries to use it to her.
I think.
advantage.
See, but I don't think that. I think she
uses
actually
it.
did love.
Maybe indirectly. I wouldn't say her
I think she was
whole
meant to love her.
purpose
Because
of
she
that
gets all
relationship was to
sad.
use
All
it.
right, the first time she comes at him, like throwing it hard, and he's like, nah, I don't want none. And she's
No.
She's like all like
I don't want no
teary.
Annie. Cave.
She's like all teary
No
and
Annie.
crying, and she looks like she's about to break down.
Yeah, like kiss her there.
He says something else, and all of a sudden her face goes super serious, and she's like,
Well, no, it's
fuck
because
you,
she goes, am I your queen or your wife or something? And then he goes, my queen. Yeah, that's when he sees her after
fine. Yeah, do
Missandei
you see me
dies.
as anything more than just your queen?
So she says something like that, and then he goes, and then he doesn't say anything, and then she goes, then
kind
fear,
of,
then.
I kind of like for once in the show that John is so indecisive. Like, I think I said it
But
earlier.
why? Why would his
'Cause
moral
for the-
character change?
It's not his moral character. It's his personal issues.
And I guess that gets back to the thing.
This whole season has to do with John's. It has nothing to do with his moral compass.
Love is
It's
the death of
everything-
duty.
It's his personal stuff. This is about his family, his heritage, who's he's from, where he comes from.
Even by
this girl he's in love with happens to be his aunt because he didn't know. And also his queen, somebody he believes in, not just romantically, but like as a leader,
What
in a
you've
way.
shown me about John throughout these entire 7 seasons.
It makes sense that he's so
shows-
indecisive about it.
No, it doesn't.
Up until the why?
Because he has been so
He
sure
loves
of what
her.
is the honorable
That's why he
way.
doesn't want to kill her. He loves
No,
her.
I-
but like he realizes his duty outweighs.
He killed Ygritte.
No, he didn't.
Or who killed Ygritte?
Fucking Ollie did. Fuck Ollie.
Secret.
Fuck Ollie.
But
Remember-
either way,
He didn't
from
wanna
what you've
kill her
shown me
either.
Throughout
And
this
she
whole
wasn't gonna
series,
kill him,
John
or else
is
she wouldn't
making
have
the
held
But
back.
moral.
Ollie
Arrow.
fucking comes out of nowhere.
From what
Sorry.
you've shown me throughout this whole series, John has made the moral decision no matter what or who he loves. He left Ygritte to go back to the Night's Watch because he knew it was the right thing to do. He's always
Yeah, but
made
he
the
wasn't
right
killing her.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
He's
it
still-
does.
Stop yelling. First off, it really doesn't matter because this is
getting heated.
throughout the whole series. I think if you had to kill Ygritte there, he would have. From what you've shown me from what I've gathered throughout this whole series, especially up to this point, John is the moral compass no matter what goes on. The fact that he's still sitting there, sort of questioning Dany's thing after she burned down half the city, is absolutely mind-boggling to me. It really makes absolutely no sense to me, and I'm sitting there going like, John, I don't care how much you're Again, this whole season has been about telling and not showing. I've been told John and Dany love each other. I've been told the White Walkers are nothing.
I don't
Are these
disagree.
gonna be, it's just, and that's what
I
bugs me.
I don't
guess.
understand why you don't realize that like he loves her enough to question the decision. That's what I'm saying. He questions it and he sits on it. It's not just an instant reaction.
I get that.
Oh, she burns in King Landing. She's gotta die. Fuck it. I never loved her. Like,
I think that's a pretty clear motive of saying, man, she just torched like 10,000 people? Like, they all were laying down their arms clearly.
But he gets upset with her.
No, I get that.
Like he
And I
clearly is
understand.
Don't you
distraught
think that
by
came
it.
into play when he killed her?
He
Yeah, it
clearly
did.
is distraught
But
by
I get that he made the right decision, but I think the decision should have been made a little bit quicker based on John's character. That
Okay,
I've
we
witnessed
can
that
we
whole
can
thing.
disagree with that one thing.
Exactly,
I think
I
been
agree.
I've
And I get what you're saying. He can't kill her because he loves her, but I think that's bullshit. With the
It's not
character
that he can't kill her. He's just that he questions it and thinks about it, and like even like in that moment in the throne room, he's still thinking about it.
I think that they should have given him a less severe thing to think on then, because I think that was a pretty clear decision of if she's kind of in a bad way.
I think he needed it. He needed to be convinced, and she convinces him to kill her.
Sure. No, and that's fair.
And
And
Tyrion
even like Tyrion
definitely gets him to like 75%.
No, but I even love the part. I love the part with Tyrion when he's talking to me. He's like, "Listen, you rode a dragon, right? Yeah. Would you have done it? Would you have burned down half the city?" He's like, "No, I don't know, man." He's like, "No, you wouldn't have. I know you fucking wouldn't have, because he is me in that situation." I'm like,
Yeah, but
you bullshitter. No, you wouldn't have.
he's just not. He's not. I don't know.
He doesn't seem like a guy who'd be taken aback so much by love to me so far. And I guess
Why?
that's I didn't.
He literally fucking betrays the Night's Watch and have sex with a girl.
Because he needed to survive.
Yeah, but still.
It wasn't like because he wanted to survive.
I think that was a major part of that. I don't think like he knew he was gonna die. She literally says, "Prove it to me." What do you think was gonna happen if he didn't fuck her? What did he think was gonna happen if he didn't fuck her?
Pretty sure he just wanted to fuck her.
I don't think he did, because
No,
John
I'm
is
pretty sure
a
he
very
likes her. It's
honorable.
not just about
Yeah,
fucking her. He
no,
likes
exactly.
her.
Yeah, then that's fair. I think he could have easily liked her, but I think the only reason he definitely screwed her there was because he would have literally died and he needed to get back to the Night's Watch, so he had to break his vows in order to serve the Night's Watch.
Well,
Again, we're getting caught up. You're right. We're getting caught up in this Jon Snow
I like
circle.
Jon Snow.
I
At
do
the
like
end of the
Jon
day.
Snow. That's why I'm just sad that they did him, in my opinion, so dirty.
So I want to talk about kind of like where the characters are all like let off. But is there anything else we didn't really talk about? I think
No, I think that's basically
everything. I mean, we didn't talk about Missandei's death, but sure, okay. A character I don't think I really cared what happened to
throwaway
her.
character. in my
Yeah.
Some people loved her. Yeah,
I don't know why
agree.
she didn't do anything.
She was fine.
Lyanna Mormont goes out with a bang. That's cool.
She was cool.
That whole episode we didn't really talk about, but disappointing. It's dark.
We've been.
Well, didn't we talk about the?
Yeah, no, we did.
we
went
did.
into
We
it a
didn't.
little
We
bit,
didn't go super in depth, but
I think
we didn't.
I think most people understand the picture on that one.
It's real dark and murky there.
Yeah.
Literally and
Yeah.
figuratively. But yeah, so
Barrington Darien.
Barracks and Darien. Who was
Straight
he? again?
up
Which was
G.
he?
Guy with the eye patch.
That's right. I forgot.
And Melisandre dying. You know, serve the Lord of Light's purpose.
Yep.
went out.
We knew that was coming though. She told us when she was
She
talking
did.
to Varys.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's funny.
Varys
everyone
dying
supposed
was
to-
like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And I
Varys
remember
was
seeing-
an
Really,
unwanted
Tyrion, you
death.
jackass.
I did like the scene though of him walking up and just being like, "I did it." Like I did
Dude,
like,
I like
he's, like
taking off his rings, getting ready. Like, yeah, I'm done.
and even the line he gives to John, he's like, "Now Varys' ashes can tell my ashes. I told you so." Like he was
Yeah.
right. Like it's
That was
just
good.
again the dialogue can be so fucking good.
We talked about it in the group chat. I'm sure you realized. Did you realize Varys was trying to poison Daenerys with the food?
I didn't realize that till then. I wasn't looking at the group chat
So,
last night. So
okay, so one of the, like that first episode of episode 5, like Varys is like talking to the little bird, and he's like,
Did you
"She
do it?"
eating?" Like looking up.
Did
and
you-
like, did you do it? And he's like, she's not eating.
the guards are watching me.
He was trying to poison.
And then he goes go back to
That's
the
what that
kitchen.
was.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
I
they'll
saw
be
that on
missing
Instagram.
you.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, holy shit! I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that
was
at all.
pretty genius.
Yeah.
I was like,
that makes
wow.
so much more sense.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah,
I was
that-
I like how like subtle it was though.
No, again, very Game of Thronesy. It's fucking
Yeah.
There's so many good kernels.
There's
Right
homages back to the original.
Yeah, and it's just they
And
didn't.
then they're like, no, let's fuck it up.
So, where everyone's at? Is that where we want to?
Yeah, we'll kind of finish up on. I think we should get a spin-off of Arya going to the West.
I don't want one right now.
I think that'd be really cool.
I don't even give
I don't
agree.
see. Here's
Like,
the
I
thing.
just
I'm
fucking
against.
Magellan wandering
I'm
off.
against the spin-off, but like I think that would be interesting, just because that's so uncharted territory, and they can really do something different.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
I
no,
kind of
yeah.
I kind of like.
I don't
think
know if
again,
I
right
want
now
them
I'm
to try
just-
to create their own universe.
Like even more magic, like because you'd assume it would only get more fantastical, right?
because we've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it
If
could just be
anything,
another-
it's gonna be not East. Usually, like when shows kind of do that thing, usually there's some sort of Asian culture Like,
yeah, that makes
like that's the only representation of race we haven't really seen at all. I don't think there's one Asian person in Game of Thrones. To be
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
actually.
That actually would like. There's almost like a samurai.
And
like,
somebody
type
said that. I
culture.
was like, well, it's because like they actually have rules to follow of the world. They can't just like put Asian people and not be able to explain who the hell they are.
Well, but I mean, even like
there's black
Yeah,
people
but-
and they're from Dorne and like like darker
Right.
skinned folks.
Arabian people are
Yeah.
from Dorne.
yeah. I don't know. So we end with the small council, right? So everyone's let off, and Bran the Broken is now the king.
Of the Six Kingdoms.
Of the Six Kingdoms.
Sansa's
Still
the
think
Queen
that's
of the North,
fucking
and they're independent.
And yeah, so we get this whole little
And
scene, which I thought was
Robin
actually he like
pretty
looking pretty
good.
normal.
Yeah.
Looks like a normal kid now.
It looks like he like actually got the 5 years of like some guy being like, listen, shut the fuck up, stop being really weird. We're not giving you breast milk.
Yeah, you're done drinking
Start
milk.
sword
You're gonna
fighting.
eat some real food.
Yeah,
now.
no, it
Last time we see him is right before the Battle of Bastards.
yeah,
Right.
and even like I thought, did you feel like that was a weird like
No.
amalgam of people like to decide what the fate of Westeros
So
was?
No,
Tully,
they're all the lords.
Tully,
Was that just everyone who was left,
Tully,
basically?
Tarly, Brienne being there is weird. Davos being
I
there
felt
is
like-
weird. And he even said,
Yeah,
Lannister, Starks,
Dorne.
the Dorne people.
I can't
Yeah.
remember their last names.
Dornish.
Aaron. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good representation of people. There are a few mishaps, but like,
They're all
why
the
is,
major
why is
houses
Grey
in
Worm there then?
Westeros.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has
Because he's
he's got
holder
Jon,
prisoner.
and he's holding King's Landing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm trying to think.
Oh,
Where else does it
question.
lead off? Like, where's everyone at? I'm trying to think. So yeah, Arya's going off to the west.
With
Sansa's
so Podrick and Brienne are Kingsguard.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Sir Podrick, that was
Yeah.
great.
I loved how Brienne filled
Oh,
out
boy.
Jamie's pages.
Yeah, and you
The
see
book.
Barristan Selmy's page and
That
Arthur
ink definitely
Dayne.
bled.
I think.
I'd like to pause it and watch
Yeah,
it. 'cause
I think
haven't
it's
done
Arthur
that
Dane.
yet.
I watched a video and he said it was.
She did
Arthur
not
Dayne.
leave that book open long enough.
To let that dry? I
That's
know. It would
definitely
all been
smudging.
smeared.
Yeah.
Not good.
All just bled through.
Terrible.
Awful.
She ruined that book.
Terrible.
Fucking Brienne.
Davos is
Horrible.
master of ships, which is
makes total
makes
sense.
total sense.
100%.
Braun being the master of coin is a
He's
little
all
odd.
driven by money, though. He's
It is, but, like, I
always
just don't-
about the money.
It is.
It did
odd.
feel a
I think
little
it's
bit
funny.
fin- yeah, yeah.
I think it's a funny moment. It's
I
like
didn't hate it. Yeah, but
Lord of Highgarden, and now you're
now we're even, right? Yes.
And the whole
we're
scene
even.
of him moving the chairs, just everyone come in
great.
very callously, like ripping
Yeah.
the chairs. Like
But wait a minute.
no one gives a shit. Like
Yeah.
everyone's
Sam
just like,
walks
"Ah."
in. He's in his full
Maester,
Meister,
you
Grand
know,
Meister thing. Yeah,
That's where his story should have led. You know.
yeah.
It's
And then
always
he's
good for, honestly. He's not a fighter.
Yeah.
and then we get
It's the
the,
best service he
story
can be in.
of Ice or what is it? The
Did
Song
you
of
like?
Ice and
Did you
Fire.
like that Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings meta moment? I liked it.
I didn't like.
I
I
thought
really
it
didn't
was
hate
funny
it or
when he's
love
like,
it.
so
either way.
I bet they criticized me pretty heavily in this. You're actually not mentioned.
See, but, like,
he closes it
Again,
immediately
a
and
little
pushes
thing
it
played
away.
for laughs, but like, does it actually not mention him? Because that's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, he
Actually,
plays a
him,
major
him
part.
not being mentioned.
Remember, he's still the imp.
He's the imp.
It's
He's
not-
the hand of the king at the end of the whole
It's
thing.
not about the
He's-
story of Game of Thrones. It's about the wars after Robert Baratheon's death.
Yeah, it's true.
Like-
no,
like,
but I think
I'm
I think
assuming
it's
it's
about the
focusing
wars and
on-
things about everything from Robert's rebellion up to now was
Yeah.
was what they said.
Yeah, but like how
They-
nitty gritty are they getting with
I
like?
mean, I think you pretty heavily got to mention.
I mean,
Tyrion
like
in there.
he's probably.
Again, I'm getting nitpicky here. It's fine. I don't
the only
mean
way
to
to
I'm
get
assuming
into
he's
it.
mentioned like Tyrion Lannister's the hand of the king. Moving on. Like I'm assuming like his name is in there, but like he literally gets no like story.
Again, just a weird thing I feel like playing for laughs, but I'll take it. It's fine. And then we got this kind of fade out moment, right, when everyone in the small council.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, Bran walks in and basically, I think we said this before. He's just letting them
Do what
govern.
they do.
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, don't fuck it up. I think you guys are good.
Yeah, Tyrion's actually ruling,
Yeah.
essentially.
And it's funny because, like, yeah, they give this power to one man again to choose his own council, I guess.
I think Bran, if he really
I
needed to step
get-
in, he
I-
would.
Get what you're saying. Bran's great.
He just trusts these people.
Exactly.
He
I'm
already
saying,
And he
knows-
also has the
I'm
force
not
Because he already
saying
knows
Bran's,
the decisions they're going to make, too.
I'm not criticizing Bran. I'm saying someone else is going to be in there at some point. And
Yeah.
someone's going to fuck with the wheel. And on that, I don't know what else to say on the...
But doesn't Bran have long life, being the three-eyed raven?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
How long
And
is
does
the
he
old
pass
man
that
in the
on?
goddamn
Also,
tree?
also the three-eyed raven was sitting in the tree. Maybe the tree had some.
Like, was giving
For
also
hundreds of years.
Yeah, and the children of the forest were still like
Again, like, I don't...
nourishing him.
Nourishing him.
Get him milk.
And then the show
Jon
pretty
Oh, I
much
need some
ends
milk.
with Jon Snow going back up to the north, and we get the shot of him going through the.
Finally gives
That I
Ghost
don't
his pets.
understand.
He's bringing the. I
That
think
I
he's
don't
just,
understand. There's no point to have a Night's Watch. There's no more.
No, there is. I think there's a point to have a
They
Night's
were
Watch
only there
just
to
to be
watch for the
just to be a
for the
guard
Night
there
Watch.
and kind of like maybe like
Just checkpoint,
a
basically.
checkpoint. Yeah, like I think,
Like,
I
Well,
think
the
they have
gates
a
aren't
purpose.
supposed to be closed every time. They're just supposed to stay open so people can go back and forth. And that way, when the bad shit comes,
but
they
now that
close the gates.
But now that the free folk are thing, like I'm assuming they're establishing trade routes and they're going to turn that giant hole into another castle or something.
Right, I just didn't understand why.
I
They
think
Maybe
closed
that's
the
a
I
gates.
kinda
place
hate
to
it too
meet
with
and
someone-
trade, you know.
And even Tyrion says he's like the place. We'll always need a place to send derelict boys and like criminals
And
or
the
whatever.
Night's Watch,
bastards,
and the
yeah.
Night's Watch guard those posts.
And which I think
it makes
actually
sense.
that does make a little bit more sense. But
Yeah.
even like Grey Worm leaves, he goes to north.
to go. Get
Why does
killed
he?
by it.
To
Why
go
does John
protect
need?
Noth.
Yeah, I get no. I'm
Oh,
not saying
okay.
about Grey Worm. Why does John need to do anything? All right, John. Walk up north
The
for about
1000th Night Commander.
yeah. Go up for about 2 weeks, and then you're free to go wherever the fuck you want because Grey Worm's gonna be gone. All right, cool. Sounds good. See you later.
It's not honorable. It's not the way you work. Piss off a lot of people.
And Jon Snow, as we know, is a very morally.
Should have died. At
Compass
least burn him with
focused
Drogon or
character.
something. Like,
They should
And
have
then
burned
and then he's going with Tormund to I
Which
guess
was
bring
cool,
them back,
like-
help them reestablish their home.
Again,
and then,
I don't
and then we see the
necessarily-
plant growing up, winter's ending, a dream of spring kind of thing.
I
going
don't
on.
necessarily hate that he's doing that. I just kind of don't like how he got to there.
Yeah, it's not
That's
where
the
I wanted him
overall-
to end up.
That's the overall.
That's the overarching thing of this.
So,
whole
and the
season.
show starts in the north and it ends in the north, and the last shot is them walking away.
All right. Well, it was a road. It was a journey. I enjoyed I tweeted this the other day. I really fucking didn't love the.
Enjoyed the journey, hated the destination.
Yeah,
right?
literally.
Yeah,
Like,
you
the
guys are
destination
definitely-
was
I'm
pretty
surprised
shitty. But,
I didn't expect you to be this down about it.
yeah, no, Christian. We all were walking out of his house
Lackluster.
that night, just like just.
Was it just you and John?
No, it was. There was
Yeah.
like 5 of us. It was.
And everyone was like,
It really, yeah, it just wasn't the energy you're looking for at the. I don't know. Yeah,
not like when you watch the first episode of Game of Thrones where you're like,
we were like Game of Thrones coming back. Let's
more.
go.
This is
Do
like
you want to hit the chat at all, or
I mean, Penza's been talking. There's been a lot of
Back and forth
between Alex and Penza, just kind of chiming in if you want to read it and
is there
say
anything?
something. I've been kind of keeping an
They're
eye
going
on
to
it.
butcher Star Wars.
Oh, before
oh yeah.
okay.
Continue.
I was like, do you want to do the outro before we read chat?
yeah, that actually sounds good. So,
Then we can like.
thank you all so much for watching. If you're watching on twitch.tv/Duck Network, we truly do appreciate it. You can find us on facebook.com/Duck Network, as well as our social medias. Instagram and Twitter are at Delco Nerds. Our website is www.delconerdnetwork.com. I am at Aegon Trigarian on Twitter. Gonna change that very soon. Gooch is at the Gooch. Super doesn't have a Twitter.
Put an underscore in between and after every word.
Gooch. Yeah.
For the-
You can also find this on our. Did I say YouTube already? I know I always start going over the same things. YouTube. Just search Duck Network. Podcast services. Thanks so much, guys, for Gooch, for Super. I've been Trio. Stay nerdy. We will see you next time.